Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen, why are you stopping me from doing my job already, sir?
I'm excited, Jacoby. Did I just see Guinness up on the screen? You know
yes,
how much I love to drink some black and tans.
I know you love some Guinness. It's a delicious, refreshing beverage.
Yes.
Can I go back to doing my job, please, sir?
Okay, sir.
Great. They played the Ravens and Steelers game finally yesterday afternoon at a weird time on a Wednesday. It was a weird game. The Ravens were completely depleted, but the Steelers did not look good. Jalen, in my entire life, I have never been less impressed by an 11-0 NFL football team. You can't sit here and say that you would pick this team to beat the Chiefs in a game, to beat the Titans in a game. I'm putting them in that Colts, Bills, Raiders group. What do you think about this undefeated Steelers team and their performance yesterday?
I'm putting them right under the Chiefs. And let me tell you why. During this pandemic, people should start to acknowledge the difference that it makes when you have fans versus not. Without fans, to me, Jacoby, that takes away any extracurricular distractions from the players. And so for me, for my money, I don't believe, for example, if the stands were full in baseball, that the Dodgers would have won it this year. I really don't. Because Clayton Kershaw and his mentals haven't necessarily been there when they needed him the most. And I bring all of that up to say the teams that have the most talent, Lakers, or the teams that are really well coached, like the Miami Heat or like the Pittsburgh Steelers, those are the kind of teams that are rising to the top, Jacoby. Stability, disciplined. They have what's considered a style of play and an identity. I believe something just came to my mind.
What's that?
Mike Tomlin can coach the Miami Heat, and Eric Spoelstra can coach the Pittsburgh Steelers, because both of those franchises are model of stability. The Steelers have had 3 coaches in 30, 40 years. The Miami Heat had a big 3, and there were times LeBron walked to the huddle, he bumped into Eric Spoelstra. D-Wade bumped into Spoelstra. And you know what Pat Riley said? Y'all better figure it out, because he's going to be here longer than both of y'all. And guess what? That's true. He is still there. And so based on that, don't look at the Steelers to win by 21 or 28.
They don't.
That's not their style, Jacoby. They're going to play smash mouth football and win a game by 3, but beat you up like they won by 14.
They barely beat the Ravens, who didn't even have their players. Jalen, regrettably, we're going to allow you to decide what we discuss. It is Keep It Moving. If you want to talk about the topic, say hit the brakes. If not, we will keep it moving. We have a very interesting quote from Tyreek Hill about his quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. Keep it moving or hit the brakes.
Hit the brakes.
He said that when he first saw Patrick Mahomes in training camp, he thought he was trash. Jalen, do you think he's changed his opinion?
He definitely changed his opinion. He's been regular season MVP. He's been Super Bowl MVP. He throws the football from different arm angles like a baseball player. I'm pretty sure he appreciates having the special quarterback under center, throwing it to him and Travis Kelce. Because each week when I look up at the league leaders in yards, they're both there. But I got to say one more thing about Tyreek Hill. And this is way before he had 200 yards in the first quarter. I've already put this on wax. The wide receiver position has changed. And of course you want the size of Julio and the hands of DeAndre Hopkins. But this guy has broken the mold for a receiver that doesn't necessarily fit the prototype of what people used to consider a number 1 receiver. Kind of like we see in that quarterback with shorter guys like Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray.
Jalen, Roger Goodell says that they will not reschedule games for competitive considerations. Keep moving or hit the brakes.
No surprise. I got some math for you. 32 teams times 16 weeks. We play all of those games, everybody get checks. Keep it moving.
We keep it moving. We keep it moving.
The Pistons signed a ball.
Hit the brakes. Hit the
They
brakes.
got LiAngelo Ball, a non-guaranteed 1-year deal with your trash Pistons. What do you think he can bring to the franchise?
Here's what I know. There's a gentleman and a couple, the Ball family. LeVar in particular will be vocal about this. Do we have 1, 2, 3 players in the league?
Yes, he does.
At the same time?
Yes, he does.
At the same time.
Anthony Davis signed a 5-year, one with the player option, $190 million deal. Jalen, this is a little bit longer than we thought he would sign for. What does these deals mean for the Lakers and for these two individuals?
It means to me, I'm going to make sure everyone in the media puts respect on two individuals' name that I had to come on television during this period of time over the last few years and defend their honor.
Okay.
One, Rob Pelinka, who only won the championship with the Lakers this year after everybody assassinated his character. The other one is Rich Paul. When you get a chance, look deeper into the Los Angeles Lakers roster. You know what you're going to find? A lot of Rich Paul clients. And you know what else you're going to find? A lot of Rich Paul clients getting paid top dollar. As soon as you saw, Jacoby, soon as you saw the news, LeBron James, 2 years, almost $100 million, it was like muscle memory. It's like hitting your knee. You already knew Anthony Davis was going to come right after. 5 years overall. He can opt out after the 4th year. The Lakers are playing chess when the rest of the NBA is just playing checkers.
Absolutely. And we looked at the Western Conference at the beginning of last season. We saw the Lakers and the Clippers kind of as 1A and 1B. And now there's a clear leader in the Western Conference. That is the Los Angeles Lakers. You look at what they did this offseason. Let's take a look at those people again. Not just did they re-sign LeBron James and Anthony Davis, you added Harrell, you added Schroeder, you added Matthews and Gasol. They are a much better team this year than they were last year. And what they do last year, Jalen?
Win the championship.
Absolutely. Now, we thought that maybe Anthony Davis would sign a 1 or 2 or a 2+1 type of deal to get himself that 10 years of service so he can get 35% of the max, but he signed for 5 years. Why do you think he's signed long-term now?
We Rich Paul clients, we're not playing those games. As a matter of fact, you notice when the NBA went to its lockout when the pandemic first hit, there were a handful of players that got their full salary. You know who represent them? Rich Paul. So he's going to make sure he goes to Anthony Davis and tells him, let me tell you a secret. I'm going to get LeBron James to sign for 2 more years. That means they have LeBron for 3. They have you for 4, and then you can do whatever you want your 5th year. It's your call. But we're going to make sure KCP, LeBron, AD, Morris, we're going to make sure all of our guys get top dollar. And as you mentioned, we're bringing Schroeder. He was only one of the top 6 men in the league, averaging almost around 20 points. Montrezl Harrell.
Oh, that's right.
And here's an adjustment for Montrezl Harrell. And this happens when you become a veteran player. It's been acknowledged that he can't be your best big guy and be a competitive championship contending team. Now, in the bubble, he dealt with some family loss. And their team clearly didn't warm up to the opportunity to make the sacrifices needed as the Clippers to perform in the bubble. But now playing alongside AD, playing alongside LeBron, all he got to do is what you just saw. Catch, dunk. That's all he got to do. Celebrate, flex to the crowd. That's all he got to do for the next couple of years, and then he'll try to get another big deal.
When you play alongside Anthony Davis, your role becomes much different for Harrell than it was last year because Anthony Davis does so much on both ends of the floor. Underrated defender. And Harrell, like you said, they're not asking him to guard the best opposing big now because they've got Davis to do that. They're not asking him to create offense. They have so many playmakers around him. What's he going to do, Jalen? What 2 things does he need to do?
Catch, finish. That's it. That's
and
it.
Then celebrate. And then celebrate.
Well, he gonna be flexing this year. Oh my goodness, he gonna be out there like a boxer.
Well, Lakers fans, Lakers front office, and Rich Paul and Clutch and LeBron and Anthony Davis, they should all celebrate because this is huge for the purple and gold, and they now are head and shoulders above every other team in the whole entire league as the favorites heading into the season. Jalen, rarely does a blockbuster trade not lead the show, but the Lakers news was just that big. Jalen, the Houston Rockets don't just get John Wall. They get John Wall and a first-round pick, and Russell Westbrook goes to the Wizards. Jalen, when you look at it through the prism of James Harden,